Alright guys, super fast video here because I never did get a new webcam. So that's still on my list over here. I have this big long list of things I need to do. However, I am like in a very positive mood, and so I just wanted to make this video about this topic, which is a positive thing. Really, it's about the law of attraction. So the law of attraction says that what you put out into the universe, you get back. Essentially, is what it's boiled down to. So you got to think positive thoughts, feel positive feelings, put that energy out, and then if you put the good stuff out, the good stuff will return to you. If you put the negative stuff out, negative stuff will return to you. So that's kind of almost like a metaphysical way of looking at it. And it's kind of funny because I ran into a friend a couple of weeks ago in the store. I had not seen her in at least a year or more. And she was getting her psych degree when I was getting mine, but she was a little behind me, so she didn't graduate until last summer. I graduated like a year before her. Anyway, so we ran into each other and we're catching up and everything, and she was saying how like job-wise things weren't going exactly the way she wanted, and so she was like, yeah, law of attraction, I keep, I'm putting the positive vibes out there. And at the time I kind of was just like, like I didn't really think much of it, like, okay, I hope it works out for you. But I've thought about that a lot since then, and it's not that I've never thought about the law of attraction and all of that kinds of stuff. Like, it's kind of related to karma in ways. Some people think, oh, if you do bad things, then bad things are going to happen to you. Well, I think when it comes to the law of attraction, the idea that when you put something positive out, you get it back, I think it's more actually that it's not like, oh, you just think a thought and it happens. It's more like, because you have a more positive attitude, people can tell, obviously. I mean, they can tell when you make a positive comment versus a negative comment, and when you're more open to people versus closed off, and all of these kinds of things that you're actually actively doing. So I think that's really, in large part, what makes the difference, is that your attitude is different, and so you're behaving different and you're doing things different. But it is kind of interesting to note, because in the past couple of weeks, like I say, since I've seen her, all of this stuff has kind of been happening, and it almost seems like, is this happening for a reason? Try not to read into it too much, because I mean, there's always like negative things that happen in life, and I've had some negative things happen recently, but I've also had a lot of other kind of positive things. So yeah, I mean, I'm feeling a lot better physically in the last couple of months than I have been for a long time. So that's a positive thing. Had a bunch of people, like I went under a rock, for real. For about 9 months, I honest to goodness did not contact like anyone. I didn't like see anybody. I didn't contact anybody. I was in a really bad mental state because I was physically in a bad state. And it was just a circle going around and around and around. So now I'm feeling better, right? And so now I'm putting more positive vibes out there. I was probably putting super negative vibes out into the world before because I felt like crap. So yeah, like people I've noticed just kind of out of the blue, like hearing from people and having to be in contact with people. And so that's kind of like, oh, I'm having people around me again. Or talking to people again, and not being this hermit in my house for a year. It was really starting to get to me. It's really starting to get to me a lot. Another positive thing is that I filled out a job application. I haven't heard anything yet. The job just closed. So I'm really positive, though, that I'm going to at least get an interview for this job. And I haven't worked in almost a year because of my health problems. And so, like I say, I'm getting back on the horse. I'm trying to move forward with doing positive stuff, and just keeping my mind open and everything like that. And relationship-wise, I'm also hopeful that I will find somebody at some point in time. Maybe not in the next year. Maybe I won't meet somebody for 10 years. but I used to have such a negative outlook on relationships. And in some ways, I don't think I have a negative outlook. I am a realist about a lot of things. So my view is not what I would call traditional. I still don't think I will ever get married. I do not think I will ever really want to live with someone, like in a relationship sense. I did mention that I was living here in this house with my ex-husband, but that's more of a co-parent situation and not a we're together situation. So when it comes to like a romantic relationship or things like that, I do have like non-traditional views on what I would want, so it probably makes it kind of harder to even find someone that also doesn't want marriage and doesn't want a specific kind of a commitment and is looking for more of what I'm looking for. But I mean, there are people out there. There has to be. There has to be somebody out there at some point in time that I will cross paths with, that it will be the right time and the right, mix of stuff so that it'll work out. So again, I used to think, oh my God, I'm destined to be alone and this just sucks and nobody I meet even gets me, which is true. Most people don't get me. They don't. And people even tell me that. Like, I don't understand you. I'm just like, but yeah, so my positive vibes about people, that I'm going to be more open to the idea of it and let it happen instead of like blocking everybody and everything. So that's that. That's the law of attraction, how I'm doing it, and I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. All right. Bye, y'all.